Ooh, alright, we just escaped the mine. Now we're in the ravine. Look at this area. Whoa. Two moons. I mean, a moon and a planet. It's like the solar system. You gotta plan it out.
That's...
Glanimede Castle, stronghold of Lord Balsef, self-imposed ruler of all Calaglia.
I've never seen it from this close before.
That's it, all right. And next to it are the gates of fire. Take a good long look while you still can. That wall is what we've come to tear down. The only thing standing between us and freedom.
Freedom.
Let's go. Be careful. If you get close to a Zoogle, they'll attack.
So that's what we praying for. Bring the smoke, baby. I'm with my crew.
Take this! Here I come!
This is it! Dig deep!
Easier said than done. Why'd
Don't
you
let
heal
them
me?
form a
To
pack!
stop you dying?
Right.
Don't go charging off like that!
We got him on harm mode. Them boys about to take me out.
I'm on it! One final push!
Right.
Give them all we got!
Take this!
See ya!
Swallow blade!
Talon storm!
Slash!
Tuck cannon!
No escape!
Them boys about to one hit quit me on harm mode.
Pathetic!
Yeah, it's pathetic, boy.
Don't fight any enemies you can otherwise avoid, alright?
Makes sense. If we try to take them all on, there'll be no end in sight.
You sure won't hear me complaining.
Nah, I gotta fight.
What a weird stone.
I sense a strange power from it. We should gather as many as we can find.
Normally I don't pick on the weak. How's this? Had it coming! Talon!
I'm only getting
Tuck
started.
cannon!
Slash!
Circle and bring them down!
Rising hammer! No escape!
Talon!
Woo! Glad I was up top.
Cleave right through them!
You can leave that to me.
Not so fast. I'm not over the hill just yet.
I've still got a ways to go. This is...
Seems you found something good. Supplies like that are valuable. Never overlook them.
Got it. I'll remember that.
Let's stop a moment to catch our breath.
But I've barely worked up a sweat.
Speak for yourself. What do you want, a medal? Doesn't look like we're being followed. Fail to grab these rare moments of quiet when you can. You'll end up regretting it later.
You're the boss.
Normally, we should take turns standing guard. But this first time, I'll watch over things so you two can rest easy.
I've never just sat and watched a fire like this before. It's surprisingly soothing.
Well, aren't you getting comfortable? You realize there are still Zoogles prowling around out here, right?
Ah, don't be a spoil sport. It's important to let your mind and spirit relax. Does you a lot more good than you might think.
Zephyr, why aren't you concerned about who I am?
You feeling left out, son?
No, it's not that. But
You said you wanted to fight so that you can live a free man. At this point, that's all that matters. Even if it somehow turned out you were a Renin, it wouldn't be such a big deal.
A Renin?
Until we know who you are, we can't rule anything out. Besides, we've already got Shion with us. At this point, what's one more Renin as long as they're on our side?
So you don't see every Renin as an enemy?
Our goal isn't to hunt down and kill all Renins. If you can believe it, not every Danon agrees with what we're doing either.
Are you saying we have enemies among the Danons?
Not quite. They're just not up for rebelling, per se. The thing you have to remember...
I'm not sure I understand.
That's okay. Just focus on what we have to do right now.
How come you don't have a scar on your hand?
A scar? What do you mean?
The Crimson Crows all tore off their own spirit cores, right? But your hand doesn't show any signs of ever having a core like theirs.
I don't know. I don't remember anything about myself from before Doc found me.
Seriously? You have that mask, you don't feel any pain, and you just happen to know how to fight with a sword? No way. You must remember something.
I'm not lying if that's what you think. Believe me, I wish I knew who the hell I am. But I don't. It's funny how I didn't have any time for soul searching while digging up rocks in a mine.
Still.
Are you saying you've told us everything about yourself?
Zephyr.
It's bad manners to pry when you've got plenty to hide yourself.
You're not gonna ask me about my past too?
Only when I think it's necessary. You're a real man of mystery, I'll admit. That said, if you remember something and feel like sharing, you're free to do so.
Right.
So this whole you not feeling pain thing, is that for real?
Why would I lie about it? And why would you care anyway?
No,
He's
it's
looking
just,
for a man.
you know, I can't imagine what it's like, that's all.
As a slave, I'd say it has its advantages and disadvantages.
Oh?
On the upside, when Renin soldiers push me around, I hardly flinch. The downside's that I get injured without even noticing. Which means I could be knocking on death's...
Really?
Sure. I may be numb to pain, but it doesn't make me immortal or anything. Still, I wouldn't have noticed any of this if someone hadn't pointed it out to me. If not for my fellow slaves, I'd be...
A Master Core, huh? Now I see. So that's why Balsef's cronies were so desperate to catch her.
Is that what it's called? The jewel in her chest?
Oh, right. You don't remember a damn thing, do you? Fair enough. Guess it's time to fill you back in. Tell me, you ever wonder why we Danons are made to work ourselves to the bone?
Well, when you put it like that, I always just assumed we were mining
And don't you think it'd be quicker if they used all that high-powered tech they have? Why go to all the trouble of relying on weak human like... Listen, what the Renins are really after isn't resources or mineral, it's astral energy. They're harvesting the astral energy that sleeps inside all matter in life forms. And they're doing it the same way they have for the past 300 years, using us Danons as mere siphons.
Right. They have machines for minerals, but extracting from Danons requires spirit cores. Any astral energy collected passes through a spirit vessel on its way to being stored in a master core.
But why go to the trouble of collecting all this energy in the first place? Do they really need all that juice just to use astral arts?
It determines the Sovereign.
Sovereign? Is that the Renin ruler?
Exactly. 5 lords, each doing whatever it takes to gather as much astral energy as they can and store it in their master cores. Whichever of them manages to accumulate the most power at the end of their contest is crowned the ruler of the Renin motherland. A new crown contest, as they call it, is held every decade or so.
So you see, The Master Cores are the receptacles, and we Danans are sacrificed, so the Renans can choose their new ruler.
That's insane! You're telling me that's what our people have been dying for this whole time?
Relax, hero. You're not the only one who's bent out of shape about the whole thing. There are two things that I haven't been able to get my head around yet. What business would a Renan have stealing a Master Core? And what's the deal with that blazing sword?
I think the sword is a physical manifestation of the Master Core's astral energy. As for why it took the shape of a sword...
And that stuff about needing your permission to use it? What was that about?
I'm the only one of us who can control the Master Core to some extent. Without me to adjust the flow of astral energy, the sword can't take a physical form.
What do you want out of this? You may be one of them, but you don't...
I'm going to take down all of the Lords.
Never thought I'd say this, but I like the cut of your jib, Renan. Very well. As far as we're concerned, the struggle continues either way. That is, of course, assuming we can count the two of you.
Fine by me. After all, it sounds like we're after the same thing.
Honestly, I'm still a little confused by all this. But if it's a choice between this or going back to being a slave, then I choose to fight.
Then it's settled. Together, we'll overthrow the Renan Lords. And
I've gotta hurry.
we have another secret hideout in Ulzebek, not far from here. We should be able to meet up with our comrades there.
Cut it out. Didn't anyone ever tell you it's rude to stare?
I know I already asked you this, but are you sure we haven't met somewhere before?
What's so hard to understand? I'm Renan, you're Danan. Besides, I'm from Lenegus. Trust me, wherever you were before you lost your memory...
Lenegus? You mean the same Lenegus that's up in the sky? I've heard it called the Renan's Castle, but I never imagined people actually...
Well then, where did you think we all lived? Didn't you see the Renan Lords descend for the crown contest?
And how long ago was that?
Well, the current contest started 7...
Then I wouldn't remember.
Just how far back do you remember?
About a year, give or take. That's how long ago Doc found me.
1 year. Then no. I'm sorry.
Guess not.
Man, that's your wife.
I hate camping out.
We should be able to eat this. Whenever you find some, make sure to grab it.
It's edible, huh? Good to know.
Definitely.
Guess I misread the landing. What's this thing? We're so high up. That is one enormous stray.
I don't think we can take it right now.
We've almost made it to Ulzebek. Normally I don't pick on the weak.
Here I go.
Whoa.
You're surrounded. Just stay calm. I guess we gotta roll with it.
Here I go.
Touch cannon.
Here I come. Here I go.
Mirage.
There.
That's
Go.
coming.
You're mine.
Talon storm. Touch. Here I come. You're finished.
Go.
Slash. Rising wyvern.
Who wants to die?
Take this. It's over.
Here I
I'll
go.
run you through. Rising
I'm
wyvern.
only getting started.
I'm sure I can put this to use.
What's this thing?
I'll take you all on. You're mine.
Here I go. You're mine.
Slash. I'm on it. Take this. Slash. Rising wyvern. It's over.
Take it. I'm only getting
You're
started.
mine. You're finished.
Here I go.
We did it.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more.
Cut them apart to your heart's content. Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Hoot hoot.
That's an unusual bird.
It's an owl. They're often used as a symbol to represent ancient Dana.
Right, here goes. Mirror escape. You're mine. Look up. I'll run you through. Rising wyvern. Thanks. You're mine. I'll run you through. See ya. Slash. Swallow blade.
Healing arm.
Touch cannon.
First aid.
Don't go charging off like that. Swallow blade. You're mine. Rising wyvern. Take
Here,
this.
let me help.
You're finished.
First aid.
Slash. Rising wyvern. Talon storm.
And again. Mega ray.
You're mine! That was almost too easy.